when someone sees that you're willing to shine the spotlight on them without expecting anything in return, something shifts. You're no longer just another name in their contact list. You're someone who's actively supporting their reputation. And that's when reciprocity kicks in. I'm Sylvia Garibaldi, founder and CEO of a well-established marketing training and done-for-you services company, tailored specifically for the modern legal and financial professional worldwide. While it's taken some trial and error to figure out which methods get the best results for professionals who are looking to grow their practices, fast forward to today, my team and I have nailed down and perfected a process that has helped so many of our clients consistently achieve outstanding results and create a legacy for their practices. I created the Serve First, Sell Later marketing podcast to give you simple, actionable, non-salesy, and results-driven marketing to grow your legal or financial practice like so many of our clients have. If you're a lawyer, mediator, financial, or divorce professional who is looking to become highly visible and wants to create a practice that makes an impact, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 88 of the Serve First, Sell Later marketing podcast. I'm your host, Sylvia Garibaldi. And if you ever know that feeling when you meet someone who could be an amazing referral partner, maybe it's a mediator, a therapist, financial advisor, an HR expert, and you both leave the conversation saying, hey, let's keep in touch. And then nothing happens. Weeks go by, months, and you're thinking, I know we can really help each other, but we never really quite got off the starting block. And so I've been there, and here's what I've learned after years of building referral networks and helping our clients do the same, is that trust doesn't have to take years to build, but it does have to be earned. And the way that you earn it quickly is by making the other person look good, making their life easier, and showing them right from the start that you'll take care of the people they send you. And so in today's episode, this is what it's all about. I'm going to walk you through a 5-step fast track process to move from nice to meet you to I trust you with my best client. And this works for all professionals who want to grow their practice through relationships and not necessarily cold outreach. So this isn't theory. These are practical, repeatable actions that you can start today and use every time you meet a new potential referral partner. And here's the best part. None of these steps involve pushing your services or talking endlessly about yourself, because we know nobody really wants to hear it, or waiting months for something to happen. And so you'll be building trust in days, and in some instances, you might see your first referral before the week is out. So let's dive right in. So step number 1. And so I'm going to be pretty blunt here. If you want someone to trust you enough to send you their valued clients, you've got to prove that you're worth that trust first. And I think the fastest way to do that is don't just tell them what you do, but show them. And so here's the mindset shift. Instead of trying to convince them with a long explanation of your process, I want you to give them something that they can put into action right away with their clients. So something tangible, something helpful. Now, when I say a quick win, I mean something like something that really solves a small but real problem for their client. And it doesn't actually require a huge time investment from you. And think about how it can make them look good for sharing it. Okay, making them look like a valuable resource. So let me give you a few quick examples. If you're a divorce mediator, you could create a simple 1-page PDF called 5 Questions to Ask Before Choosing Mediation. And it can be short, practical, and really positions you as a trusted guide before the client even meets you. If you're a family lawyer, maybe it's a guide to avoiding court battles in divorce, and you outline the simple ways to reach peaceful resolution, right? And so you're not giving away your whole process or strategy, but you're showing the value of your approach. If you're an estate planning lawyer, You can think about creating something about what you need to know before you draft your will. And this could be a worksheet that prompts people to think through key decisions. So, super important to think about that. And so, then imagine this: your referral partner shares your checklist or guide with a client, and then the client comes back saying, "Wow, this was so helpful. Thank you." And so, what happens in that moment is that you've made your referral partner look like a rock star. And so, you also created a mini success story together before you've even worked on a case. And I think that's the magic of a quick win, because it removes the risk for them because they've seen you deliver value without any drama or delay or uncertainty. And when that first interaction goes smoothly, you've instantly banked trust, right? So here's your action step after this episode. I want you to think about one simple, high value resource that you can create that would make your referral partner look good in front of their clients, and then have it ready to share within the 24 hours of meeting someone new. And so I think what you need to do here is you need to look at all of your ideal referral partners and maybe create 2 or 3 specific guides that these referral partners could use to disseminate to their clients. Okay, so maybe think about the different referral partners and the tools that would be useful for them that would help their clients. But of course, it has to be related to your service. Okay. And I really believe that in the early days of a referral relationship, speed matters, because the quicker you can help them help their clients, the faster they'll start to see you as someone that they can confidently recommend. So, step number 2, and this is where you start building reciprocity. And the trick here is to go first, because before you ever expect a referral partner to promote you, you need to promote them. And not just behind the scenes, I'm talking about making them look good in public. And why? Simply because public praise carries weight. And when you acknowledge someone's expertise or value openly, you're putting your own reputation behind them. And that's pretty powerful because it signals that you trust them. And trust is contagious. So, what could this look like in practice? Let me share with you a few simple ideas. You could feature them in a LinkedIn post. So, maybe you write something like, "Just had a fantastic meeting with Jane Smith about collaborative divorce. And what I know is that her compassion and professionalism are exactly what families need during challenging times. Thanks very much, Jane, for that insightful conversation." So, very simple, right? You're just acknowledging that she's really good at what she does and you're thanking her for that conversation. You could also share their content and add your own commentary. So, instead of just hitting share, you could write a couple of lines about why their insight matters. So, for example, you could say something like, "Loved this post from John Doe on estate planning for blended families. It's a topic that too many people overlook. And John explained it so brilliantly." Right? Very simple. It's a commentary that you're adding to their work. Maybe you're sharing something that they posted and you're adding your commentary. You could also recommend their services in a networking group that you belong to. So it could be something as simple as, "If you know anyone looking for a divorce mediator with a gift for keeping conversations constructive, you really need to speak to Sarah. She's the real deal." Okay, once again, very simple, authentic. And I think the key here is to just be genuine. Don't force it. Don't try to find something special about them. You really need to have, a belief that these people are really good at what they do, and to make that connection happen, right? Don't force it, as I said, and make it authentic. Like, you've got to find something that you truly admire about their work or their approach or maybe their results, and then highlight it. And here's the other thing: when someone sees that you're willing to shine the spotlight on them without expecting anything in return, something shifts. You're no longer just another name in their contact list. You're someone who's actively supporting their reputation. And that's when reciprocity kicks in because human nature says, if you've got my back, I want to have yours too. And often this step alone will get you on their mental short list the next time a client walks in needing the kind of help that you provide. So, this is truly very powerful. So, after you deliver that quick win from step number one, your next move is to find a natural way to feature or recommend them publicly. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be a grand gesture, it just has to be sincere and visible. All right, moving on to step number three. So, step number three is all about micro moments. And these are short, intentional interactions that build connection faster than a dozen emails ever could. And so, here's the thing trust accelerates when you've actually spent a little real time together, right? Whether that's in person or on Zoom. And it does not have to be, a 2 hour lunch or some big networking event. I'm talking about 30 minutes, just enough time to connect and not so much that it feels like a huge commitment. So here's how to make it work. You need to invite them for a quick coffee chat or maybe a short Zoom meeting and keep it light and flexible. And so, you want to keep it short so that they're more likely to say yes. No one really wants to commit an hour to a conversation that they really don't know much about you or what this conversation could be about. So keep it short, like maybe 30 minutes. And then I want you to come prepared with one thoughtful question about their business or their clients. And you can say something like, hey, I'm really curious. What's the most common challenge that your clients face before they come to you? Or you can ask something like, if you could wave a magic wand and remove one stress point for your clients, what would it be? And then I want you to just listen. Really listen to their answer because this is not the time to launch into your pitch. This is about understanding their world so that you can find the most relevant ways to help. And so here's the secret sauce. You want to follow up the same day or very quickly the next day with something useful related to what they just told you. So if they mentioned maybe a resource gap, send them a link or a guide. If they said that they were looking for more connections in a certain area, introduce them to someone in your network who could be a really good fit. And then that same day, your follow up does a few things, right? It proves that you were listening, it shows that you take action quickly, and it really reinforces that you're someone who follows through. And when it comes to trust, follow through is everything. I can't tell you how many conversations I have. And for me, follow through is everything because it tells me that this person is going to do what they said they were going to do. And that speaks volumes about their character and it speaks volumes about how they run their business, right? So I want you to think of these micro moments as little deposits in your trust bank. The more often you show up in small, meaningful ways, the faster that account grows and the more comfortable they're going to be sending their valued clients your way. So, after you've made them look good in public and you've created an opportunity to have a short, quality conversation, you need to keep it focused, make it valuable for them, and always, always do the follow up. By the way, if you're finding this episode valuable, I've covered so many more related topics about referral partners in past episodes that can help deepen your understanding. So be sure to check out those episodes. I'm going to drop the links in the show notes so you can easily find them. Okay, step number 4 is all about flipping the usual networking script. So, what do I mean by this? So, most professionals, without even realizing it, start new conversations with a subtle sales pitch. They lead with things like, oh, here's what I do, or here's how I can help your clients. But the problem with this is you haven't earned the right to make that about you yet. So, if you want to build trust fast. You need to borrow their perspective before you can share yours. And that means making the conversation about their challenges, their clients, and their priorities first. This is such a powerful step that so many professionals miss. You have to be an awesome listener and make it all about them. And so here's how you do that. When you sit down with a potential referral partner, I want you to ask a simple but powerful question. What's the biggest challenge that your clients face before they come to you? Plain and simple. Then, and this is really key, you need to be quiet and you need to listen. So if you're a mediator talking to a family lawyer, they might say something like, well, honestly, by the time clients come to see us, they're already at war. There's so much conflict and it's exhausting for them. It's exhausting for me as a family lawyer. And it just makes resolution so much more difficult. Well, that's your opening. So you could respond with, that's exactly where mediation can help. In my experience, I work with so many clients in that stage to de escalate things before they get worse. And I really do believe it can make your job easier too. Okay, so see what I've just done there? You're not selling, you're connecting the dots between their pain points and the way you can solve them. And because they just told you the problem in their own words, your solution feels natural and not forced. And so, this is usually the reverse what happens. Professionals will start talking about what they do and how they help their clients, but they haven't really listened to what the referral partner says is their key pain point. So when you start with their key pain point first, you can create a conversation around the solutions that you offer that could help them. Because if you start with the solutions that you offer and it doesn't match with the pain points of the referral partner, guess what? You've lost them. And there's no real connection that you've built. And so here's why this really works. Because when you use the approach that I've just defined, it shows that you respect their expertise and it really positions you as a partner and not a competitor. And I think it really just demonstrates that you're there to make their work easier and not take credit for it. And so when someone feels like you understand their world, they're far more likely to trust you with the people who trust them. So, before you talk about your services, I want you to take a moment to step into their shoes, ask the right questions first, because when you borrow their perspective first, your message will land 10 times better and the trust starts to build immediately. It's super, super powerful. And I highly encourage you to give that a try. All right, step number 5. And this one is really all about momentum because here's the truth. The best intentions fade fast if there's no follow up. And you can have a really great initial meeting, maybe a fantastic resource exchange, a meaningful conversation, a real connection, and still end up in the out of sight, out of mind category because you disappeared afterwards. You didn't do the follow up. So I want to share with you the 3-touch rule. And I love this approach because it's my personal framework for keeping new relationships alive and really moving forward without overwhelming the other person or feeling like you're chasing them. So here's how it works. So touch number 1 happens around day 1 or early in day 2. And so basically within the first 24 to 48 hours of a meeting with a potential referral partner, you're going to send them a short note, a thank you note or a LinkedIn message, and you're going to keep it warm, you're going to keep it specific and really centered on them and not you. So here's an example of a quick note that you can write. Hey, John, it was great connecting with you yesterday. I really appreciated hearing about the challenges that your clients face before they come to you. And so it really gave me some great ideas for how I might be able to support them. As promised, here's the guide on the 5 questions to ask before choosing mediation. So feel free to share it with anyone who you think could benefit. No pressure, but it's here as a resource for you. So I want you to notice what's happening here. You're reinforcing the connection, you're proving that you listened, and you're delivering a resource that they can immediately put to use, but there's no pressure, right? So super, super important. Touch number 2, this usually happens around day 5. So, a couple of days later, you can pop back into their world, but I want you to do it in a way that's visible. So, what do I mean by this? So, this could take the form of commenting thoughtfully on something that they've posted on their social media. It could mean sharing one of their articles or videos with a brief note on why you found it valuable. Or you can tag them in a relevant conversation where their expertise would shine. So the goal here is to keep your name in their orbit in a positive, non intrusive way while subtly signaling that you're still thinking about them and that you value what they bring. So, touch number 3, this happens around day 10. And so, I think by the day 10 mark, you want to create a small win for them. So, this could be, maybe you introduce them to a potential client or a referral partner. This shows them that you're thinking about them and you really want to help them, right? You could send them an article, maybe a podcast or a tool that aligns with something that they care about. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a resource or a tool that you've written or created. Maybe it's another person or a referral partner that has a really great resource that you're going to send their way. You could also offer to co create something of value, like think about maybe a joint event, a joint webinar, maybe a panel discussion. So the important thing here is that it's 100% about them. You're not asking for business. You're showing that you're willing to help them succeed, even when it doesn't directly benefit you right away. And so, why this works so well is because by the end of the 10 days, they've experienced you in 3 distinct contexts, if you will. So, the first is a personal one on one exchange where you provided value. The second is a public interaction that boosted their visibility and shows that you find that they're a credible resource. So the third is a tangible act that directly benefited them or their network. And so I think this is a really powerful combination because in their mind, you're no longer that person that I just met once, right? You've become a reliable, visible, and generous connection. And trust me, that matters. People are paying attention. And here's the ripple effect. When a client walks into their office or calls them up saying, "Hey, do you know someone who does this?" You're going to be the first name that comes to mind because you've been present, you've been helpful, and you have been consistent. This works really well when you're connecting with someone on LinkedIn, for example. Some people think, oh, well, if I don't know this person, is this going to be a valuable referral partner? And I want to say absolutely yes, because even if this is a cold connection that you're just starting to build a relationship with, this 3 touch system that I've just described to you, it works with cold, audiences that you've never met before. So, for example, on LinkedIn, I personally have built the most powerful and most lucrative relationships on LinkedIn from cold audiences, people I've never met before, just using all of the things that I'm describing in this podcast episode. So please don't overlook this. This is really useful information that when you put it into action, you will see results. So there's no such thing as a cold audience or this is not going to work because I really don't know this person. It starts by building the relationship. And really, if you don't know where to start looking on LinkedIn first, right? To build those relationships and have those conversations with your referral partners. And, by the end of the 10 days, you're going to start to see that ripple effect that I've just described. So here's your action step. The next time you meet a potential referral partner, I want you to commit to making those 3 touches in the first 10 days. Keep it intentional, keep it light, and keep it focused on them. So here's the thing. Trust isn't built by accident. It's built by showing up with intention again and again, and in ways that make other people feel confident putting their reputation on the line for you. And I think the best part is this doesn't take years to get there, okay? It just takes you deciding right now to stop letting potential referral relationships fizzle out and start really turning them into partnerships that actually produce results. And don't overstress it because there are going to be some referral partnerships that don't work out, and that's totally okay. It's about finding the right partnerships and being consistent in finding those that you can build those long lasting relationships with. So, for this week, I want you to pick one person, just one who you believe could be a great referral partner. Don't overthink it. It could be someone that you met in a networking event, someone that you've connected with on LinkedIn, or even someone that you already know but haven't built that deeper connection with yet. And then over the next 10 days, I want you to be intentional. So deliver something valuable that they can use right away. Find a way to make them look good in front of others and really create one small, meaningful moment where you connect in real time. And I really do believe that if you follow through on these simple actions, you're going to be amazed at how quickly the dynamic shifts. Because people don't refer to the best person on paper, they refer to the person that they trust the most. And that trust, it's in your hands to build starting today. You've got this. You can do this. So decide who you want to reach out to, block the time on your calendar, and make it happen. And if this episode sparked something for you, maybe you're thinking, hey, these ideas are really doable, even inspiring, then I encourage you to pay it forward. Tell a colleague or a peer, forward this episode, share it in your practice circle, or bring it into your next meeting. And above all, I just want to say thank you for showing up, for being curious, and for investing in your growth. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss future episodes packed with actionable strategies to grow your practice. See you in the next episode.